Hello, hello, hello. Today we will be using Claude to write unit tests for PlatformIO using continue.dev. Let's go. Hello, my name is Ryan Torvik. I am with Tulip Tree Technology, and this is our leaf. So today we'll be using Claude, Anthropic's AI, to generate unit tests in the PlatformIO environment so that we can start building out towards actually doing test-driven development for embedded systems. All right, so we're going to open up a new project in PlatformIO. So we click on the little bug down there and we say create new project. Okay, and then I say new project. Wants me to give it a name. Big house. We're going to make it again for the Arduino Uno. Okay, finish. All right, so hopping over to continue, we're going to continue to use Claude's 3.5 Sonnet. That's what we've had the most success with so far. And let's see. So it brings up this PlatformIO configuration file, this INI, which has got platform and board and framework. But I want to put in one that's going to do native only. So let's try asking Claude to add a native only section to our PlatformIO configuration file for testing. Oh, pretty good. This adds a new environment called native to your PlatformIO config file. C++, testing framework. All right. Let's just apply and see what happens. Applying changes. All right, so it added this in here. Oh, cancel. We're going to accept that. It added Google testing even though it didn't mean it to. So we're going to ask it to remove the Google test from the native configuration. There we go. And we're going to apply that. Oh, it didn't actually. Oh, interesting. Come on, guys. One diff. That's not much of a diff. Didn't actually remove this stuff here. So let's break my cardinal rule. Delete this, delete this. There we go. Just going to have that. All right, so it added it. So there it is. All right, and then new. I want to add a file, and I'm just going to have like a really simple test. We're going to ask it to use Unity, and we're going to say a simple test where we're just going to test a calculation where we're going to assert that 32 is equal to 4 times 8. But we're going to have it create the test file. So, oh, look at that. So it says unity.h, setup, tear down, test simple, 32 is equal to 4 times 8, unity begin, unity end. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to click on apply and see where that puts that. There's a test.cpp. I put it in the test directory. Oh, this is looking good. All right, I'm going to go over here to PlatformIO. Notice that it's got default native and Uno now. So we're going to say native, and we're going to say advanced, and I'm going to say test. That worked. All right, going back to Claude over here. All right, so I want to change it. I want to make sure this actually tested something. That's the big worry that I always have when I write a test that passed. It's like, uh-oh, that's not good. So I want to make it so the test fails. I've modified the test, but no, this test will fail because 6 times 6 is 36, which is not equal to 32. This test will generate a failure message when run. Well, let's apply it and then see what happens. It didn't apply it. Accept all. This is really interesting. All right, well, I'll do it by hand for now. And then I'm going to go run over here. I'm going to say test. Errored. There we go. Expected 32 was 36. Okay, so we know that it's running our test. All right, so new. All right, so we're gonna replace the simple, well, we're gonna remove the simple test. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to create a structure. So I want to do the same thing I did before, so I want to be able to test. So last time I put together a demo that, when you press the button, it would set the light to green or red, and then I'd press the button again and set it to green, set it to blue, and then it would turn them all off. So I had 4 different states, and each time I pressed the button, it would kind of rotate through those different states. So what I want to do is I want to create a test for that, but the way we wrote the code before is not testable. It actually, I had to press the button in order to test it. So I'm going to write a little like library or something, like its own function to do that functionality, and then we'll actually write a test for that functionality. So, okay, apply. That's really weird that it didn't do it. Okay. Well, okay, so we're going to say a struct for 3 flags, 1 for a red LED, 1 for a green LED, and 1 for a blue LED. All right, awesome. Apply. Okay, I'm going to reject this. I didn't actually want this here, so that's fine. I'll just reject that, but I'm going to accept this one. Okay, now write a test. Now I'm going to want to write a test that is going to validate that. Let's see. I should probably write the function signature first. So let's write a function signature that's going to take an LED flag structure, and yeah, and then it'll change the LED flag. So let's write a function, and I think of mutable a lot because I've done a lot of stuff in Rust. So we're doing C right now, so I'm just thinking of mutable. All right, good. So let's apply that. Okay. That's interesting. So it added stuff that it's not. I come over here and it says this is it, but then I go to apply it and it's like, oh, it's got this extra stuff in it. I don't want that. So I'm going to reject, even though it's thinking, because I wonder if it's why, because it's thinking if it's, that's really interesting. So it actually created a test for the functionality that I didn't ask it to create. What? This is creepy. All right, so I'm going to reject this one, and I'm going to accept this, okay, for the time being. Okay, so we'll write a test, and the first time we'll validate that when I create it, all of them are false. And then after the first time I call it, the red one is set. After the second time I call it, the green one is set. After the third time, blue is set. And then the fourth time is that they're unset again. All right, so there we go. We got a big long text, but write a test to show that before I call it, they're all set to false. Then it goes through and does each one. And I'm actually just to write the test. Okay, first press, second press, fourth press turns them all off. Okay. False, 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 true, false, false. This looks pretty good. Yes. And now it's asking me, would you like me to implement the, yes. Please implement button press. Oh, these days says the button is pressed multiple times. All right, let's take a look at this. So test button press sequence, LED flags, false, false, false. So those are all false. Okay, so this test first, second, third, it puts it in main there, pretty neat. And then we say, okay, button press, LED flags, LEDs. If they're all turned off, then turn on the red one. Oh, this is interesting because the way that I would have done this is I would have had a counter, and then I would have, like, each time it said, we increment the counter, and then I would have checked the counter value, and then if it was whatever, then I would do this. But no, they're doing it based on the previous state, and if it's the previous state, then it changes it that way. It's a different way than I would have solved it. All right, let's go apply that and see what happens. All right, so there we go. LED flags, red, green, and blue. Button press, all there. Setup, tear down. Okay, so that's false, 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 true, false, 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 true, false, 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 true, false, false, false. Okay, let's save that. Anything else? Simple initiated. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, go over a little PlatformIO bug and click on, let's see, native, advanced, test. Passed. Task button press sequence. Passed. Okay. And there you have it. So we were able to write a unit test inside of PlatformIO and then click the buttons inside the PlatformIO to actually generate a function that does the red, green, and blue. I wrote almost no code. I did a little bit of deleting here and there, but for the most part, Claude did all the code for me. But then I needed to verify and validate that, hey, this test case is actually testing the thing that I want it to. And then the test actually passed. So that's pretty cool. Nice work, Claude. All right. Don't forget, after watching this, or during watching, why did you do it already? You should do this already. Go on down there, go down there, click on the like and subscribe buttons for Tulip Tree Tech. See more videos about the kind of stuff that we're doing, like Claude and PlatformIO. We'll see you next time.